Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hey, stop muting me.
People have been complaining that I haven't been getting.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 300. No, it's 601. I don't know where I am or who I am, but we're recording. What day is today? It's also April 16th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly. I don't know.
I'm another host, Dustin.
I'm Cowtown Tony.
I'm Adriel.
I'm Random Dave.
There we go.
Hey, apparently it was episode 600 last week. I wasn't on. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's not really episode 600 then. We'll just redo this. I mean, we had Trevor last week. As I mentioned earlier, he was like our bronze medal compared to you. So we'll just call this episode 600.
Yeah, because 500 we had on some everybody,
Bolivar?
I think. Bolivar, we had Owen, we had McClatchy on.
McClatchy didn't want to be on. Owen, I don't know if anybody reached out to Owen.
Oh.
And I think Tony forgot to reach out to Mo. So I'll just throw Tony under the bus.
Yeah, throw Tony under the French bus.
Yeah. Nobody really told me it was happening either, but I didn't read your messages. So.
It's hard to tell you if you don't read
so much blame to go around.
There's so many messages.
Yeah, it came up on my Facebook that we are 300. Remember when we had the 300th episode and then the 400?
We're
and
twice
it was,
that.
I know, 600 episode. I think we are the longest running podcast for guns in Canada, are we not? Well, yeah,
we
were
might
that.
be one of the oldest running ones for guns
podcasts.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, as far as like maintaining consistent podcasts, we're probably up there for just gun podcasts, hey?
For any
maintaining or just
600
doing
episodes, that's
a lot.
52 episodes a year, so that's like
don't do the math.
We always take at least 2 weeks off at Christmas, but then we also miss maybe 1 or 2 in the summertime, so it's not always. It's right around this time though that it's
12 years about.
I was trying to think about that the other day because the first time I was on Slamfire Radio would have been when I went out to Ferlatte's place and randomly showed up and then wound up on the podcast because I had no idea.
I was there once, didn't I?
Were you there? It was the charity shoot, the first charity shoot. I don't think you were there that time.
I remember listening to that charity.
No,
shoot
I didn't go to number 5. Charity shoot number 5.
Yeah,
was
I don't
a
even
while
know
ago.
what year. I don't even know.
But we did podcast upstairs.
I don't think it was it Slamfire at that time? I don't think it was Slamfire.
All right, let's get this truck.
It might have been.
I don't
rolling,
think it was.
bus rolling.
I don't think it was because he whose name shall not be spoken was
it Canadian Reload?
Oh,
it was Canadian Reload Radio. Yeah.
Long time ago.
It was many moons ago.
It was a long time ago, so it wasn't officially Slamfire.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the show. Why don't we talk about what we did with guns this week, Dave? Since you're talking about many moons ago, just make it relevant for this week.
Gather round, children. I actually did gun stuff, other than wait for my shipment from Red Deer to arrive, which hasn't arrived yet, but it is shipped. So I'm hoping it arrives tomorrow. So on the long weekend, on the long heathen weekend, I have time to actually work on my Remington 700. That'd be fabulous. Cool. I was out with the Ontario Rifle Association. We had our first event of 2025. So we're out at Borden, plinking on Sunday, which was amazing. It was freaking like 12 degrees out. It was sunny, slightly windy. It was an absolute perfect day to be on the range. Could wear a jacket if you wanted, but you didn't have to. It was sunny, but not too sunny, and it didn't rain. And it was an absolute perfect day. And I had, weather-wise, it was a perfect day. We had 28 people out. 24 of them were shooters, a couple coaches, and a couple guests. And it was a blast. Had a lot of our normal people out, had a bunch of new people. So hello to everyone who came out to the Plinking Day on Sunday. It was so much fun. And our next one is on May 3rd and 4th. We got a back-to-back. We got a short-range plinking and then a 200 to 500-yard plinking day. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it was a perfect day. Everyone was talking about which guns they had prohibited by the government. So yeah, right. The good news is there was a lot less brass to pick up. It was amazing. Like, this is so simple. No
Doesn't go very far.
AR-15s, no Tavors, no M14s. We can't shoot SKSs on that range.
You are such a, glass half full kind of guy. We've got all our guns banned, but that means we don't have to pick up so much brass. Look at us.
It was so easy. Thank you, Natalie. You're amazing. I love you. Gonna send you a fruit basket or something.
Don't do that.
So yes,
send her a bucket of brass or something. I don't know. It's valuable.
A fruit basket. There's all sorts of funny in that from Random Dave at Slamfire Radio. That's how we get tracked by CSIS. Anyway, that'd get you on a watch list, I'm sure. That'd be taken as a threat or something weird.
Another watch list.
Another. I'm collecting the whole set. So that was a lot of fun. It was a great day. We did have 2 semi-automatics on the range, and that was it. So yeah, easy to pick up brass. But at least there were still some semis out there, so that was kind of fun.
Which semis were running?
One was a Garand, and the other one I'm not going to talk about. So
okay,
Garand. I like
they're
it.
legally,
Classy.
but I'm not going to say what it was. So
okay.
Yes, they're legally, but perhaps not the legalist of legal.
Yeah, everything was perfectly legal. All
Everything
permits
was
were
fine.
in place. Everything was good. So
It was fine.
No, understood.
nice to see some semis on the range. So
There you go.
it was all good. What else do we have? It had lots of guys with pistols out. So lots of people brought their 22s and a couple 38 38s and 45s and 9 mils and all sorts of fun stuff. Lots of cool bolt actions because people are buying cool bolt actions now. So that was fun. And yeah, it was a really good day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. Not that it's ever a bad day on the range.
No.
It's always a good day on the range.
Okay.
I was come back feeling so relaxed afterwards.
I think it depends on what happens at the range. Like if I get out there and everything works fine and I sight some stuff in and I learn some stuff, cool. If I go out there and my mount is so off that I can't zero my scope, or I get a squib or something like that and I can't clear it because I didn't bring a big bad rod, I have a little bit of a worse time at the range.
I never not have those things though. I am equipped to fix any gun problem. It takes an hour to get from my house to the range. Everything comes with me.
I should do that more often.
Full toolkit.
I should take a proper toolbox.
My
small one.
My range bag is it's an enormous military duffel bag with 3 sections. So I got a section for mags and belt stuff, the section for like hats, gloves, food, all of that junk, and then there's a section for just tools, parts, extra trigger locks, chamber flags, all the stuff. And I always have all of the ramrods and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah.
It's good to be equipped because you just never know.
I have an armorer's wrench. Oh, sorry. And I don't even have I can't even use it on any of those guns. Yeah.
It does usually come with a built-in bottle opener though. So
I mean, that's handy. Yeah, I tend to carry a rod, a couple, hammer, some random tools that are handy with guns, torque wrenches and whatever little bits I might need to fix the basic stuff I end up running into. And I have been carrying a piece of wood lately as well, because I discovered that people get upset when you use a hammer to open their guns if it's got a serious malfunction, and sometimes if you just stick a piece of wood on it and tap the wood. Again, now that we don't have semis, that's not nearly as much of an issue.
I use the edge of the bench.
I was gonna say with most semis, I've always just mortared it, right? I'm this is in the field manual, mortar, and usually that'll work.
Well, I've had a few that it did
careful
not.
though. Like there are
They had
certain
delicate-
firearms that won't motor, right? For example, the Keltec RDB was the standard butt pad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mortar something that's gonna shatter into a bajillion pieces.
Yeah, so-
obviously.
Don't always do that. If you have a standard configuration firearm, it's generally okay.
I've had a few with wire stocks and stuff like that too, and you're like, yeah, we're not going to mortar that thing. And I have had, well, okay, so it was Bolivar's own fault, but he didn't retract.
Oh,
his.
always Brian's fault. Doesn't matter what.
Many years ago, and I have a photo of it, and I send it to him once in a while because it just makes me smile. But we were at the range, and he got a stoppage, and he mortared his AR-15, but he forgot to collapse the stock.
Oop.
Always collapse the stock.
Does he get his
then
finger?
he's-
Does he get his finger in
standing-
there?
No, the stock broke. So collapsing stocks, if you mortar them, they shatter, and you got to spend $15 and buy a new one. But he was standing there looking very sad at the pieces of his stock. On
Did
the
he
ground.
say
I'm like,
something?
click. He did once I took a picture.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I would love to see that picture. Can you send it
Okay.
to me?
Yeah, maybe we could post it somewhere.
Okay.
It's
We
an
should-
old one. It's like 10 years old. But
Well,
This is a great
yeah.
question. If you can't mortar it, should you buy it? The answer is probably still yes. Buy all the guns.
yeah, buy all the guns.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then carry a piece of wood so you can use a hammer and a piece of wood to get it open if you have
Yeah.
to.
Good rubber mallet.
I think the only one I wouldn't. I'm just looking at my naughty guns over here. I think the only one I couldn't mortar is the GSG 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't survive.
I've
sorry,
yet
if you
to
get a-
see a
got a
22
stoppage.
jam that requires a mortaring action,
Exactly.
but okay.
Get a stoppage like that on a 22,
Wait.
you have problems. Or you need to work out more. Learn to lift, dude.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, who's next?
Yeah, Dave? You know the drill. You're supposed to go to whoever's next.
Dustin. What's going on?
Okay. I did almost nothing this week apart from potentially set up a job for the future, which is cool. I can't talk about it yet on camera. I can talk about it not on camera later. Yeah, I cleaned the rest of my guns from that last range day because I'd
Nice.
cleaned guns and then immediately went and shot guns again, which was hilarious. And then I was doing some dry fire practice with my SIG in the bedroom, and Tyler yelled at me for a minute. It was like, "What are you doing?" Dry fire practice.
Dry fire.
You're gonna kill us all. That's a SIG. Don't you know what's happening with those right now?
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're dropping
That-
time.
Like, well, as long as I don't whack it on the back with a hammer, it's fine. But yeah, that's literally all I did with guns this week. It was a very, very busy week elsewhere. So
Awesome.
yeah. Tony, looks like you did a thing or two. What did you do with guns?
All right, so I did a few things. Savage Dick came through with the shipping label, so I'll be shipping the Savage Impulse back. I might take it to the range one last time before it leaves over the long weekend. We'll see how that works out. As you would know from last week, I was in HGG headquarters town for last week, so I did visit the HGG HQ. Very fancy, a lot of guns. A lot of workspace. Nice dog. I'm questioning if I'm actually allergic to the dog because I was rubbing my eyes a lot when I was over there. It was like,
Or the cat. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know because I've been to friends' places with either dogs or cats, and I don't seem to be allergic. I don't know,
Well,
but
stop rubbing
I had
them in
to.
your eyes, Tony. Don't.
I know I had to
Rub
rinse
them
my
in your
eyes out, and everything was fine after that.
Maybe you're allergic.
Picked
to
up as according to written on the amnesty order, I picked up my prohibited firearm from Red Deer, so that's great. Since we're on YouTube this week, I'll be showing it next week instead. But from the box, you probably know what it is already. And we had host of Canada Guns talk show, Crazy Nine, come in town, and we went out for a range day, all the boys in Calgary. Shot a few very interesting guns. We went to the trap range, so the HIA range in south of Calgary. I shot a KSG for trap. That was actually a lot of fun. The gunnery fits me quite well. It had a angled V4 grip on it, and that and kind of eliminate my problem of if I'm going to reach in front of the muzzle. It seems that is a good configuration. It does decent single feeding, as in if you just open the chamber and single feed it that way, it works all right. There isn't too much stuff in the way, considering it's a bullpup gun. But there was, for some reason, a single failure to extract. I fired it, I ejected it. That was next turn around. I was going to feed it again, and the shell isn't going in. So I was like, something ain't right. Flip it around, the old shell's still in there. Pump it forward, pump it back. Ejected that time. I'm not sure why it didn't extract the first time, but that's just observation. That particular KSG had quite a bit of M-Carbo parts on it, so it's quite nice. So I don't know. Maybe I'll.
Did it only happen once?
Yeah, only happened once, and it's in a very low stress shooting situation, right? It's not like I'm shooting two tubes at the same time. So that does raise some concern. I don't know. Should I get a? I know, like Kyle and Adriel's gonna laugh at me. He's like, I want a meme. I want a meme on the IPSC shotgun stage, and I want to shoot a KSG. I don't know why. It's very weird. We also shot the SS211 that Adriel reviewed.
Well, you're so the memeing of that shotgun will be great until you need to reload it on a stage.
Yeah.
That specifies you start at 5 or 0, and then you're screwed, and then you're going to be hating it.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I need to learn how to load the 2 tubes a little bit more. I don't know, but it's not like I can do a qualo anyway, so it's probably fine. I don't know. Shot the SS211. That was terrible. I hit nothing. It was the original one, was the short stock, but Dave from Foothill Firearms at least put a butt pad on it, so it's slightly longer. There's no way for me to aim it. It's like my face is really tall on the rib.
Sorry, which gun was that, Tony?
The SS211, the super
shorty
super
over
short,
under.
the meme gun. The safety is not clicky at all, and it's very hard to tell, in a sense, what position it is. There is a selector. The selector does appear to be functioning as intended. I tried both the upper barrel and the lower barrel. I can't hit anything with it. We do have a few friends in a group that could hit with decent consistency on the top barrel, so your mileage will vary. Yeah, it's not, I don't know, not a lot of fun. It's kind of meme. It does have interchangeable choke now, so it didn't help my case. Full choke did not help anything. I have no idea where my shots are going, so yeah, that's terrible. I also did some reloading.
It's a terrible gun to shoot.
It doesn't recoil as strongly as you think it would. Maybe that's the best way to put it. It does. When you are standing beside it, it seems louder than it is. But it's not as aggressive as a Break 223, for example. That's how I would rate it. But
What's the barrel length?
Very short. The whole thing's 23.5 inches.
Yeah. The barrel length is under 10 for sure. Yeah, it's a little dumb. Depends on the ammo load. Some of them are way flashier than others. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I also did some reloading. I used the RAM priming setup on the Lee Challenger this time. I got it working, so every round does seat below flush, but it was really a lot of force. I really don't like the feeling of it. I haven't detonated anything, but just like pushing on a lever really, really hard. And I also experimented with the project I started a while ago at this point, is using the power trim was the Lee Value trim head on their quick trim setup. It comparing to their deluxe trim was the spring loaded chamfer blades and everything. It does have a lot better feel when the trim has kind of completed, like you will feel that everything is kind of stabilizing, and they used a ring on the top of the die to stop the trim. So it does feel a lot more consistent to me, but a manual deburr will likely be required after the wash. So that's just how my reload process works. But as I mentioned before, I confirmed with Lee, and the customer service says that is an okay setup to run. So I'll probably keep doing that. And last thing, if you know me from earlier in life, you would know I'm not a big reader, but I did pick up an old book. It's a Ken Waters Pet Load. So it's an interesting, I guess, discontinued nowadays. I think you can still find them somewhere. Reloading manual, but it's more like a reloading experience storybook of Ken Waters of 7-30 Waters fame, about his reloading journey. And there's some, old-timey and interesting cartridges in here. For example, a lot of information on 6554 Malika Shower. So yeah, I saw it was pretty interesting. A guy local in Calgary is selling it, so I did pick it up, and I did do some reading. There's a lot of words in it, so it's not like a traditional reloading manual where
books will do that to you, Tony. They have
all you see is just a chart of numbers. So it's kind of different in that sense.
That's cool.
I'll probably give it a fuller read and give my 2 cents on that from there.
I wouldn't mind borrowing that when you're done. That sounds really interesting.
You bet. Yep, that's about all the things I've done this week. Quite a few. Quite a busy week for me. What about Kelly?
Okay, so I haven't been on for a couple of weeks, so a few things that have happened. So particularly yesterday, we did She Shoots, and we did it with Carrie Monster. We talked about PRS. It was super exciting to have a chat with her because she's one of the Calendar girls. She's one of my good friends, but she's also a badass shooter. And so she's out in Alberta, and she does shooting there on PRS. She also talked a little bit. Yeah, her and Shane. Mm-hmm. So it was super fun. And what else did I do? I've been doing a lot of things back planning wise, specifically. So we had our shoot boss meeting, but then we had our IIT meeting, our instructors in training meeting last week. And we talked about how to prep and shake off the rust for the upcoming maple seed season. Yeah. And I don't know. I've been signing up for a few things at my local range, orientation, and what else? I'm still waiting for my Form 6 for the US. And yeah, I don't know. Not much. I haven't really gone out to the range other than signing up for things and trying to arrange things. But that's it.
When did you put in your Form 6? Usually those used to come back so fast.
I know. I'm still waiting. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm waiting.
I got mine back in about a week.
Well, I'm hoping maybe that'll be soon. So, Adriel, what about you? What did you do in guns?
I did some stuff. I went and did a private PAL course.
Cool.
Shout out to Colin, making the drive a little bit easier out there. Tony came over. He was in here.
Yay.
We looked at guns, had a glass of wine. I have a 3-gun match this weekend. I didn't think I was going to because it was like long weekend, but then I was like, meh. And then, I decided that, yes, I would shoot some 3-gun. We're also going to discuss the rimfire rifle shotgun match that we're going to do at Sherwood Park. That's going to be the 2-day. So we're going to discuss that.
2-day?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah. Did I tell you the dates for that, Tony? You should come up for it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I booked a couple more private courses just this week. There's a lot of interest in private courses right now.
Yeah.
And people still keep asking about restricteds. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a doomer, but I'm like, wow, I don't know why you
You're a rumor. Yeah,
I guess.
Gotta
being
keep that hope alive.
Yeah. People ask about it. I'm like, I don't know at this point, man. But if you want to get it, go ahead.
We need to be encouraging. We still have hope.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were told We were told that today the liberals are their policies are based around fear, and conservatives are based around hope.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's
Saw
the
that
French
on a
debate
poll
tomorrow,
today.
so we'll
The French debate
French
actually
debate
happening
tonight.
right now. It's
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
going
right
on
now.
as we
It's gonna be
speak.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angliski
is-
tomorrow.
English is
tomorrow.
yeah.
What are you
Hopefully
people
he's
all doing
saying like
listening
all
to
sorts
us?
of terrible things.
One at a time, please. Can't listen to all of you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kevin.
I got another scope. So I think I showed the Riton scopes already. They're up on the wall on guns right now. I also got this this guy right here. What's this thing again? Vector Optics. The Vector Optics 2-12. This thing comes with a lot of stuff in the package. So the scope itself, it's got these nice like rubber scope caps, clear on those, so you can shoot through them if you want to. The scope itself, it's very scopy. I'm a professional scope reviewer, as you can see. Yeah, very scopy.
Very
No, it looks good. I'm gonna have to get a setup. I'm gonna have to make a setup so I can look through the glass and take some really high quality photos, and then pixel peep the F out of them, so that we can see like what the true, like how bad the CA is and that kind of thing on it. Chromatic aberration. That's where you see like sometimes if you're looking at if it's really bright or if the glass is bad, you'll see like blue tinges and red, like kind of like on the
Color
edge of
fringing.
things. Yeah, and that's an indication of that's typically an indication of like you're asking the glass to do a little bit too much. But I think
Like, look through it.
Well, improper correction, I think, is how they usually say it. But yeah, if you're into photography stuff, you will see them like if you're looking at. It's like usually out of focus details too.
yeah,
Just
and
slightly out of focus.
at low magnification, usually that's not an issue. It's usually at higher magnification that comes into play. None of these are particularly high magnification, but they are high ratio of magnification. Like this one, like usually for a hunting scope you get a 3-9. This one's 2-12, so it's got like a
Oh wow,
ridiculous
6
range
times.
on
That's
it.
quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah. The other this thing came with a whole bunch of stuff. So it came with like a little scope shade that you can put on there if you wanted
Shade,
to
very
have one of
nice.
those. Yeah, it has. So I wanted capped turrets, but this one also comes. You can remove this capped turret and you can put on a exposed turret for the elevation.
Oh,
which
That is very interesting. Never seen that.
to be able to
Yeah.
swap between them is kind of interesting,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. There's the scope cap for that MOA, which
okay.
I think for a hunting scope is correct. I don't think you unless you're like hardcore into the mill. I think MOA for hunting scope is fine. But like, so this scope is made in China. A lot of these are. This one's like, it's right around like a $500 price point. They send you like this piece of paper with it, and it is it leans into the made in China, and they lean into it by using like a lot of Chinglish in it too. There's a lot of like
Nice.
Vector Optics top premium line that can compete most worldwide famous brand optics.
Oh, amazing.
Love that.
Okay, scan that, post that on the
I can-
page.
I can feel the value. I can feel the savings.
Just start saying the Chinese national anthem right now.
I can sing it.
It's foreign. It's election interference. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, and then I've been wanting to put out a video about the upcoming election, so I did that. I put out that video today. I've been just thinking about it for a little bit, and then that news. We're going to talk about it a little bit later with the news about the Poly's got their sights aimed on the SKS and Olympic pistol exemptions. So I'm like, man,
Finally, we'll be
that's
safe from
it.
those Olympic pistol shooters. Thank God.
Yeah.
I got to put out a video on that. So I
They
put
were
out a
pretty
video.
upset about that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's getting some good play right now. Lots of comments, lots of people. More doomer than me, less doomer than me. Some people who are not on Team Conservative, but still gun owners for some reason. And yeah,
I don't know how the one can be the other right now. Like
when you look at how hard the other parties have pushed gun owners out,
that's what I mean.
agree.
Like,
yeah,
I don't. It makes no sense.
Anyway,
Oh,
what am I doing this
Sorry.
weekend? I'm doing
you're doing a tree gun match.
doing a match and some other stuff every day. I'm now in the part of the year. I think I actually mentioned this earlier. I think earlier I got to a part of the year where it's like, I'm actually going to have any weekends off. And some weekends I'm like, most weekends actually, I'm now double booked Saturday and Sunday. Most. It's either a maple seed or a PAL or a private PAL or a 3-gun match or something. Yeah, it's going to be cram full of goodness. Kyle, what about you?
Okay.
Well, first off, is my audio all right?
No, but that's all right.
That's all right.
It's workable.
It's a level all right. I know the audio is going to suck because,
Yes, you're in a truck. You sound okay.
yeah, I'm out in the field still at work. Got a couple hours to wait for a part to come my way, so figured jump on. But Craig and I, we went to Texas Three Gun this weekend. As always, it was a fun match, a very challenging match. It was like the stages were pretty straightforward, but still made them quite challenging. And it was riddled with errors. So for the first time in my life, I went out on a stage and forgot to bring my shotgun caddy. So we had a minimum of 20 rounds of shotgun targets, and I went out there with 9 rounds. So that hurt. That was about basically 3 minutes of penalties for failure to engage on those.
Oh no.
And then to rub salt in the wound, I got up to the end for the rifle portion of that stage. And it's funny you mentioned that sunshade, Adriel, because this is also a first where I'm shooting a stage thinking, yeah, a sunshade would be really nice on my scope because the sun was just perfect. I could not see anything through my scope to shoot the targets. So yeah, that one hurt. I ended up placing blast on that stage. So yeah, that
penalty. Yep, that'll hurt.
Yeah,
Hard to pull out of it.
hurts. When I went on another stage, stray lock, I don't know what happened. It messed up. I ended up reading the wrong dope and wasn't thinking. It was telling me 3 mil hold at 3 mil hold at 300 yards. And I should have thought about that because that's basically like half mil or dead hold for my setup. And so I started that stage out with the wrong dope and basically figuring it out on the fly. Long range hurt, partially due to bad dope, and then the other long range stage we shot, and these were out just past 500. Had about 20 mile an hour crosswind and shifted in the middle of my shooting. So I definitely need to practice that more and actually go to the range when it's windy instead of saying, no, I'm going to stay at home because I don't want to shoot in the wind.
That's a good idea.
Reasonable.
What do you consider long range?
For 3 gun, basically, I would say, anything really past 3 for 3 gun is I would consider long range. Like it's not PRS long range, but like 3 is starting to get out there, and so yeah, like 400 or 500 yards, I would say would be long range.
Okay. You're shooting steel at that range, I assume.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and usually past like this match, it was interesting. They had flashers at 300, just like the swinging target, so they'd watch for the flash of the card and the splash. But then at the 400 and 500 yard targets, they would actually have the hit indicators on the targets out there.
Oh, okay.
So, a lot of other matches are putting in hit indicators on basically anything past 200 yards, which I like, but makes it easier. There were some good takeaways. Like there was some good shooting on the move. I was pretty happy with that. With my rifle and my pistol, I was able to get through and acquire target and just basically keep moving. So that was good. And overall, it was a good match. Made a purchase. Obviously, I don't have it here. I wanted to show it, but trying out some new shotgun caddies because I bought them before the match. I bought them at the match and decided, hey, we have a 40-round shotgun stage. I could borrow Craig's, or Riley had their new stuff out there, so I bought a couple of theirs, a 28-round caddy and a 12-round caddy to try out in the match because that's what you do. But my first impressions, I really liked them. I found myself going, even when I didn't need the 28, I could have gone with like a 24-round caddy. Found myself reaching for the new caddy just for the retention and how it felt. It so far like it a little bit more than the Magload stuff I've been running. So yeah, I'll have those on the show next week to to kind of show off and show the differences. One big difference is that all the bits are well, they appear to be injection molded versus 3D printed, where like mag mode is 3D printed, but it's a really good 3D print. But yeah, I ended up pulling off the table another mag tube extension for the other Benelli I have to build.
Nice.
So that's cool. And I need to start building a second toolkit, because it is getting to be a real pain to clean up, basically clear out my bench at home and put it into my toolbox and stuff to take to a match. And I want to have something that, okay, here's my match. I can build stuff. I can do whatever at the match. And then I have my stuff at home. I don't have to unpack those all the time.
Kyle,
have you ever
I'm putting this as a show topic for next week.
That's a great idea.
Apparently, I need this.
This is the second person that just talked about this evening.
Yeah. Well, see, I do go with the tools. It's just a pain to basically unload my entire bench into that toolbox.
Have you thought about getting like a bench top toolbox and just, lift it up, in the truck it goes, and then comes back on top of the bench it stays? I guess you have space constraint just because
I have big space constraints. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, so I like the Fix-It 6 setup, but those are expensive. Like Craig's got one, and yeah, they're a nice setup, but they are expensive. So I'll figure out something. I also want to make it more compact, more kit type of thing, instead of, because right now I just have a cantilever toolbox, and I call it my tickle trunk because there's everything in there. There's parts, everything in there. So yeah, other than that, we're looking. I think I'm actually going to be canceling my shotgun matches for the rest of the year.
You are.
But
So
you just bought caddies.
My shotgun only matches that qualify the World Shoot qualifiers.
Yeah, the World Shoot is happening, isn't it?
Yes, but I've also come to the realization that World Shoot next year, I'm probably not going to be prepared or in a position to leave the country yet.
Right.
I could be putting that money towards other matches that I want to do, because I'm going to try and get into Memorial 3 gun. I really want to do that. And people are bugging me to go to like Zombies. The Rocky Mountain guys are bugging me about Raton for He-Man here in a month. So try and make that stuff happen. And I wouldn't feel right if by chance I squared stuff away and was able to perform and make the team and then be like, oh yeah, no, I can't go. And then have to make them recalculate stuff or anything, just in case that happened. It would be an awesome experience, but I'll try for the next one.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I just think about it long and hard, and yeah, I wouldn't be willing to leave the country at that point, probably, because I highly doubt my visa will be transferred by then.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances for you.
Yeah, it is what it is. Gives me more time to train and get good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me right now.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. Did everybody talk tonight?
We did.
Wow, look at that. We're
rolling.
Well, not really. We're limping along like
what? All right. What is with all of the downer doom and gloom nonsense? My God, between Kelly and we got Adriel here, who's basically already packing his guns up for sale, and you know, to hand back to Carney. We got Kelly here, who's just like, oh goodness,
Eeyore. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do we talk about? Upcoming events. What do we make it peppy? Adriel? Open us up with a maple seed.
Wait, I want to put a tiny little note in here about Eeyore. Okay. My favorite thing about Eeyore, since we've gone on to talking about Christopher Robinson's friends, is that he's a complete downer, but his buddies never give up on him.
Right?
It's true.
I think that's amazing. Guys. We're not giving up on you, Kelly. You're a little donkey.
All right. I'll stop making an ass out of myself. Adriel, can you tell us about apple seeds, maple seeds? Yeah,
the apple seed in the Canada.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it? No, we haven't done that one yet. April 26th, Frontenac.
It's sold out.
Club. It's sold out. We should put that on the sheets.
Yeah,
Kamloops,
sold out.
May 3rd. That's in BC. Cape Nova, Queensville, Nova Scotia. That's May 16th and 17th. Sherwood Park, we're going to be running a doubleheader May 24th, 25th. Kelly, I need some targets for that one. I need some paper targets.
Yeah, they're kind of.
I got lots of time.
Yeah.
RF and GL in Regina. I have no idea what that means, but it's in Regina. That'll be opening soon. ADFGA.
Regina fishing game. Sorry, what?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. ADFA in Armstrong, BC. That'll be on June 1st. June 8th, Rocky Rod and Gun Club. And that's probably enough, right?
Yeah, that's enough. We'll have some more on the calendar this week. It looks
They're all on there. Yeah. Go to mapleseedrifleman.com/events.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, we have slings and swivels on sale currently right now on the website. So if you're coming to an event and you need some, go there, buy them.
Cool.
Okay. Do you want to talk about? Well, you have a 3-gun match this weekend, and you have private events happening for the HGG firearms.
I also have April 26th and 27th. I'll be running a non-restricted and restricted course at Sherwood Park. I had a guy call me today. Hey, can I do the restricted through you? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're non-restricted? He's like, yeah, I already got it. I want the restricted now. Okay, cool. He has a friend who has handguns. It's like, oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. Yep. BTSA. That's you, Tony, right?
Yep. BTSA IPSEC style shotgun. If you don't have anything to do over the long weekend, registration on Practice Square. I believe it is on a Sunday, but it'll be over the long weekend. One day.
Cool. All right. So who's doing Peace River?
Peace River, yeah, they released their 2025 dates. I've got all the dates up on 3gun.ca though, like from Peace River, Chaz, Sherwood Park, anything that's been publicly announced that I've seen, I've been adding to 3gun.ca.
Okay, nice. Perfect. And I know this one. This one is UDEV, Ontario Rifle Association.
It is. So our calendar's all up, as I mentioned there last week, and our 1,000-yard practices are up. So if you're in Southern Ontario and maybe you want to go shoot guns at 1,000 yards, we're the only place to do it. So OntarioRifleAssociation.ca, click on events, see what we got posted. And if you're interested, anybody, I've got a 200 to 500-yard plinking day, which we started doing last year. And Sporting Rifle I will be out on the range. We are going to zero at 200 yards because 100 yards is for hobos. And then we're going to shoot a mini match at each range. So we're going to, if you want to shoot your own thing, you can just go to one end of the range. We'll stick you over there. And as long as you get somebody to work in the butts with radios, that's cool. You move with our timings. And we're going to shoot deliberate. And then we're going to shoot snaps. Targets come up for 3 seconds, go down. Those will be indicated every hit, so you can see exactly where your bullets are hitting every single shot you take. And then we're going to do movers, and we're going to indicate every hit on those. So again, you can see where the hits are on your movers, which is very important. And then we grab our kit, and we go back to the next line, and we do the same thing again there. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It sounds like a blast.
It was really good last year. I wasn't sure how well it would turn out because a lot of my plinking guys only shoot 25 and 100 yards. So I had guys come out who'd like never fired anything over 100 yards, and we start at 200 and move back, and they all had such a good time.
Nice.
The only problem was a couple of them got pretty excited, so they forgot to write their dope down. So they just they had fun. They shot the targets, and then they had no idea what their scope settings were when they went home. And I'm like, you guys suck.
Complete amateur. Who would forget their dope or punch into the calculator wrong and run the wrong numbers and miss all their targets? That's pure amateur hour.
We've all been there. So next time I'm going to hound everybody, and I'm going to bring a stack of pens and some paper. So here's your pen and paper. Write your stuff
fun
down.
At him, but no, nothing, Kyle.
No.
I'm trying to bug you. You just
Kyle's glaring at you.
No.
All right, let's get into the news.
Yeah.
I got news. First one is Canada for Samo. I heard about this. They're done, eh?
I think so.
Not quite confirmed, but what we've got so far is they're not really responsive. I
They're accepting online orders, but they're not shipping them. If you
that's always a good.
If you look
place
at
to
their
be.
Google reviews, that's what it looks like.
It's tanking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might. It's a long weekend this weekend, so I probably can't do in-field research. But if I get a chance, I might do it next weekend. They do still have a pickup location that usually opens. So if they don't open, then they're out.
Okay, let us know.
Yeah.
Caroline's supplies broken into. Tell me about this.
So they filed a police report with the RCMP. They've been broken into. There's several firearms stolen. I believe most of them, if not all, non-restricted. At this point, you really don't have a lot of restricted options. But if you, Caroline Supply is in
Southern
middle south Alberta, slightly north of Calgary, in between Calgary, Red Deer. So if you're in BC, close to Alberta, or Saskatchewan, and you're looking at used or like new firearms on the secondary market, you might want to check out their Facebook post just to make sure the serial number does not match one of those on file.
Okay.
Yeah, can't see the bad guys running around in the streets with a lot of lever action, so they're probably going to get sold.
They chop them and they put duct tape on them, and man, they use Cooey single shot 22s to knock over gas stations.
That's
They'll
true.
use that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Excellent. On that note, let's talk about us as gun owners and why our only choice is the conservatives.
Yep.
Yeah. So this article is I didn't put this in. Who put this in?
I put that in.
You could talk about it then. It's your article.
Yeah, not exactly news, but a good opinion piece. So the CBC article is Eileen sent, and it's on CBC, and it wasn't a hack job. So I don't know what's happening over there, but that was nice to see. It says Eileen center left, but as a gun owner, I feel my only choice is the Conservatives. Despite the Trudeau-era gun laws, gun violence is on the rise in Canada. I don't even know. I wouldn't say despite. I'd be say irregardless of, perhaps, because the two aren't related. But it's a lovely story about Patrick Osborne, who lives in Montreal, and he is a shooter. He's a handgun guy. He's a small bore guy. Used to be a reservist. Met his wife at the range. Ended up proposing to her at the range, and is lovely. And then she unfortunately passed away. He just managed to get her handgun transferred to him before the ban happened, which is really lucky. And he basically just talks about how much the Liberals suck, and how much he enjoys shooting, how much his wife enjoyed shooting, and what it means to him and everything, and that he's going to be voting Conservative because it's your only choice.
It is.
So, yeah.
Well, I like to appeal to people not just from the firearms perspective, because let's be real, not everyone owns firearms. So I want to appeal to them from that perspective. Like, children being able to move out of your home and not live there until they're, forever. And be able to own their own homes, and for us to be able to retire at some point, because it's not looking that way. So
maybe secure our borders and maybe do something about the military.
Right.
Be able to be secure in your home without being executed for having the keys to the wrong car. Like,
right. These are all things that everybody can agree on.
Yep.
Just right. Okay. But
this next one I've got from Arms East. They just made some changes and updates to their site, mostly around shipping, because shipping from the US to Canada is kind of painful. So they say they have a new workflow. Check it out under Canadian exports. There's two options. You can do direct shipping via USPS for low value, non-export control items. So like reloading presses and that kind of thing. They'll just send it straight to your place.
Cool.
And then they also have an option for routing through Arms East. That'll be for firearms, scopes, red dots, anything that's ITAR. They're trying to sort things a little bit better on their website just to make it easier to see what's easy to buy and what's not.
awesome.
I'm just looking at it, and they have a page on Canadian exports, and they have an overview on ER 99, which is unrestricted items, NLR, and LVS items, and there's a quick reference list on it. So you might be able to borrow some. They're obviously not an official source, but they do mention, for example, brass casings are are restricted, but for example, reloading tools are not.
Mhm.
So that would be pretty close to what I've done research previously as well.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yep.
You want to talk about the next thing?
Not really, but we got to, I guess.
Big sigh.
The court case or appeal. The CCFR versus Government of Canada. The appeals court. We lost.
Wait. Who's the judge in this
one
case?
based on for people
Is this
who
a
don't
government
know?
judge?
This is, I think this is why I'm Eeyore today.
What's the story behind this? Kelly, give us a quick rundown for people that aren't familiar with it.
If they're not familiar with it, where the hell have they been for the past how many
Maybe
years?
this is the first
4
episode
years.
they're listening to.
4 years.
Yeah.
So the OIC ban that took place 4 years ago on May 1st, the CCFR went and took the Government of Canada to court because of property loss. And there was a ruling and we lost. And so we said we will appeal this. And today the appeals court made a decision or gave us the decision. And they indicated that there are no property laws here in Canada. So, yeah.
And that the Governor General can basically do whatever the hell they like. And the judicial branch is not there in any way to, put any brakes on the executive or the legislative branches, which are the same in Canada.
Correct.
There are no controls in this country for an out of control government.
In this particular case, other things they're willing to be very, very
like if you're like the government in power is totally cool with not putting mass murderers away for multiple life sentences. That's apparently the trampling of the Constitution.
Someone's got to think about them.
Somebody's got to think about those guys, their rights,
Mm-hmm.
right? But your property rights.
See, everybody asks what the mass murderers are doing, but nobody asks how they're doing. That's the problem.
The reality, though, like I think we always knew one way or the other this was going to end up, an attempt at the Supreme Court one way or the other. And, if for no other reason than between the court case, like the appeal case being pled out and the judgment, the government has changed their decision. And the FRT is now like, it's no longer like I can't remember how they put it. How it's no longer a guideline. Like they are establishing it is the rule. So there should be some grounds there anyway. It needs to have some sense. There needs to be some sense.
There needs to be some checks and balances. And
you want checks and balances?
This is not it. So
we're not going to get them. You would need a stronger constitution, and we're not going to get any kind of constitution changes anytime in our lifetimes.
The problem is with that law, when you look at how it's worded, it's an opinion.
Yep.
An opinion cannot be incorrect.
Exactly.
So you can present all like AR-15s. They literally allowed them in Canada exclusively for sporting purposes for 60 years. This is a historical fact. Multiple liberal governments have, in fact, they did prohibit them, and then they went, oh, crap, these are sporting rifles. So they unprohibited them and made them restricted. But the facts don't matter because it's an opinion. So F you and F your property rights and F logic and everything else involved because it's guns. So we don't care. Screw you.
But they're not sporting rifles, Dave. They're rapid fire assault style weapons made to kill the most people in the least amount of time.
Right.
You need to check your privilege on gun experience.
And there is no legitimate hunting or sporting purpose for them, and never has been.
Well, don't say the sporting part, Dustin. Just the hunting.
Just say hunting.
Just say hunting.
Well, actually, they said there's no legitimate purpose for these weapons in our country whatsoever.
Correct.
Right.
Experts have determined.
Never mind the guy standing behind you who's got one in a backpack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the fish cop down the road who's currently
we're rocking the AR-10.
Carrying an AR-10.
Yeah, I love how it can at both times. It's like Schrodinger's gun, right? It at the same time has zero hunting purpose. It completely inconceivable that this could be a useful tool out in the bush to you, but at the same time is the most ideal tool for our hunting and fishing conservation, officers.
Or
It's
should
quite
be
interesting.
flying in helicopters to mass murder deer. Because we don't...
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
Yes, you do.
So
Often.
the CCFR is going to be reviewing. So our lawyers are going to be reviewing the ruling, and guess what? If there's opportunity to appeal the appeal, we will.
Good.
Yeah.
At least then we'll know, like one way or another, if you have absolutely no rights or not.
Yeah, well, they'll take the property.
You know the
rights
answer.
anyway, so the answer.
You know the answer to this question.
I want it in writing, though.
Yeah, from the Supreme Court. I want the Supreme Court to say no property rights in Canada. All right, I'm going to take this last one just because it's funny and fun.
I do want to talk to you after you take this last one too, because I think there's some other stuff that's happening as well. Go.
Oh, okay. Well, just the Green Party was excluded from the debate tonight and the English debate tomorrow. Yes. Well, so basically it has come out that the Green Party, after registering their full suite of candidates, tactically withdrew a whole bunch of those candidates from ridings where they could conceivably be seen to compete with Liberal members in a targeted and directed effort to ensure that the Conservatives don't benefit from vote splits. And this was seen as inappropriate. And they, as a result of not having that full suite of candidates, are not able to take part in the debates, which means they're not able to play cover fire for Carney. And I don't know, well, some of y'all were talking, I've scrolled through it. Carney's taken at least a couple of hits in the French debates this evening, which is good to see.
Good.
Yeah.
But
so I know how. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Kelly. I was going to say, didn't Carney not participate in a debate specifically because the Green Party was not?
Yeah, the Green Party wasn't
was like
invited.
The end of democracy if they weren't there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting those two working together.
Everyone
right?
knows. This is not a secret. Everyone knows it's because his French sucks.
Of course.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I do have a question. Has anybody read it? I'm talking to you, Dustin. About Jasmine, that his writing's in jeopardy.
I've read many times that it is.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see that play out. Like having lived in that writing for a little while. I mean, it's possible. It would be entertaining, but I mean,
who's gonna take it? Liberal or conservative?
I think probably the Liberals.
Yeah.
Looks like Liberal.
But
I want him to do well, but at the same time, I just want him to be crushed and sad, and his whole party to hate him because they allowed him to destroy them.
I think there's a lot of people that don't like him right now. Should have pulled the trigger when they had the chance. They would have been official opposition. But you know, it is. But then they would have let the evil Conservatives have a majority, and that would have been unacceptable. It would have been evil against any morals conceivable ever. This is much better. Better to shoot ourselves in the chest than allow the Conservatives to gain any kind of power. So,
I mean, they might cancel the carbon tax or that capital gains increase. They might cancel that too.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm still rooting for the NDP out here, and I'm rooting for the Bloc in Quebec. Go Bloc in Quebec. Those two things are the things those are our path to victory, folks. Anybody still wondering? Our path of victory is three-pronged. It requires the Bloc to do better than they are doing, and it is showing signs that might happen.
Yeah.
The Liberals have been softening. The Bloc need to do better. The NDP need to do better, which traditionally they tend to do better than they poll. They did in Ontario, and they're not doing horrible here. So there is some hope. And all we need is vote splits. We don't need them to win. We just need them to be competitive in a whole bunch of places.
Right.
And then finally...
But if the NDP leader loses, that would be okay. Just saying.
That would be funny. I would love that especially because he snubbed me after I embarrassed him publicly, and
that's why I said Dustin.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sad about that because he's a jerk. But anyway, the third thing that we need, and this is for everybody listening, if you know someone who this is their first time voting, someone younger, we're talking, the Zoomers that can finally vote. If this is their first election, y'all, the 18 to 25 crowd, you guys vote at like 40%. And the polling for like, especially that demographic.
The polling for that demographic is conservative.
It's wildly conservative. And if, like in 2015, when all the youngins came out to vote for the Liberals, if that same thing happens again, we could actually see a win because the boomers love to vote. They vote at like 70 to 80%. It's gross how much they
need
vote.
To stay home.
They really do. That's the other thing. So we can hope for a combination of things that because the Liberals have been doing so well in the polls for the last 3 to 4 weeks, there is a certain subsect of the population that may feel comfortable voting for the NDP because they think the Liberals have it in the bag. We're not going to, do the strategic voting thing. We don't need to. And there is another subsect of the population that may not vote because it's a chore and the Liberals have it in the bag anyway. So what does my extra vote matter? That is the only path to victory for us, but it is there, and there is light there. Some of the most recent polls in Ontario, the Liberals are only 3 to 4 points from the Conservative. You're talking an actual knife fight, and if the right amount of youngins who would love to own a home one day, or maybe just live in a city where you're not at risk of getting shot, stabbed, or beaten for your car keys, the vote's clear. So yeah, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
It's a good soapbox.
All right.
And don't forget, advanced polling is taking place over the long weekend, which is a little strange.
The 18th.
Or if you're in prison,
so that will be
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
if I got locked up, I could have voted a day early.
Are the Liberals really circulating? Did you see this? Have you heard about this? The random. I don't know. It looked like it looked like fakery, but it looked like there was like claims that the Liberals were circulating some what do you call it? Propaganda
in the prisons.
In the prison,
the badge one was real. The badge one was real. Did you see the badge one?
I didn't see the badge one.
Liberal.
Oh, the
operatives went to a
the buttons. Yeah, that. Yes.
And they shared around Trump buttons. Try to make it look like, there's all these Trump supporters here.
Yeah, trying to fabricate their reality.
The amount of espionage allowed, I'm kind of disgusted.
Well, that's not allowed. No, there is actually discussions on whether or not what they did there was.
I guess not allowed, but happening.
They
put it
didn't
that
get
way.
Fired. They got moved somewhere else in the campaign. Whatever that.
This is the
Maybe
Liberal
they got
Party
of upper management.
This is Dave. This is the Liberal Party of Canada. They'll get a promotion. Like the rules don't matter to the ruling class, and they are the natural ruling class. We've seen this. We've had the Liberals in power for 10 years. Every bad thing that any of them have ever done, there's never been consequences. You think they're going to start now just because Carney's in charge? You think the multi-millionaire head of $1 billion international corporation gives a shit about the rules? Like, no.
Well, he thinks he's above the rules. I just love how blatant it is, and it seems like nobody cares, and they're being blatant about it because they know nobody cares.
Because Trump bad, yeah. Pierre Trump.
Okay, what?
Pierre bad.
We're not the U.S.
Tell the idiots.
Tell everybody else that, Kelly. Tell the Liberals that. That's all they talk about.
Grow a brain.
If we were,
let's get on to the main topic. Do we have?
No. Let me finish my shout out for advanced polling. So advanced polling 4 days in a row over the weekend: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 18th to 21st. Most of them have very generous hours. For example, for my riding, it will be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you can vote after dinner. For more information, check on elections.ca.
Yep.
Okay, we done?
We're done. Sir, I didn't
got new gun stuff though, Kelly.
What?
I can show
new gun stuff.
Yes, new gun stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do that.
Stuff.
That's a thing we do.
Where is that? Oh yeah.
Right here.
New gun stuff. We do this live.
Yes.
Oh, there's no big long thingy for it.
Huh?
It's been so long since I've posted then I led the show. It's obvious because I have no control. But there's nothing on here that says new gun stuff is brought to you by
no one. We're looking for a sponsor. If you would like to sponsor the show, please email us at slamfireradio@gmail.com.
There.
And what Tony says. Okay.
SFRC has these Bergera B1422 heavy stainless barreled actions. These are just a bolt action with the barrel.
Very fancy.
Very fancy.
They do make nice.
The Akdash. Swash Sports has it. This is the Akdash Alcor. We talked about this, I think, last week. These are non-restricted. They are in country. I know some people down in Calgary who are testing these things right now.
Yep. So
It's
far,
mixed.
results is not great.
Mixed. It's a shotgun gas system in this thing. It's literally like got the big Beretta Blink kind of a shotgun gas system in there.
It looks like a shotgun.
It's gonna need cleaning. Like, this is not going to be like, you're not going to fire 1,000 rounds in a row or 2,000 rounds in a row without cleaning it. The magazine release on the other side there is quite hard to get to. You have to really break your grip. And the guys were saying, so I think they mentioned some stoppages that they had, and I believe it might be a 223 chamber. And 223 chambers sometimes don't like some 5.56 rounds. The round is a little bit long because they had some rounds that actually engraved into the.
It seems to be I'm not sure if we have. The boys are going to test, but I don't know if they have a go gauge. Again, this
no one's
this
got
gun
go
is
gauges. They're not going to have a 5.56. It says 223. It says 223. It's in .223. It's not said for 5.56. Chamber in 223 or Remington for precision and reliability.
Right, but generally speaking, 55 grains shouldn't be long.
Generally speaking, everything
is not
and
every round.
I have 5.56 that uses either like the driving bands on the bullet are a little bit too far forward, or they just mount the bullet a little bit too far forward in it, and then it actually rams into the lens on a 223 wild barrel. Never mind 5.56. And in any case, if you ever get a 5.56 rifle in Canada, make sure it's 5.56 and not 223, because the 5.56 will eat everything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But with all that said, this is still the only semi-auto 223 that you can really get in Canada that takes AR mags and that kind of thing.
For now.
For now, you are correct. For now.
I can't imagine spending $1,500.
Well, no, you got like $1,500 is probably going rate for something. Like, what were the MCRs going for around this time, right?
Oh, no. I understand that is the goal. I just can't imagine dumping another $1,500 into something that could get just completely without any justification banned tomorrow. Screw you.
Correct.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No.
It does look a lot like an AR-15.
It does.
Look at that. That's the little slots on top. That's very militarized style. I don't know what that is, but it's assault style.
Assault trigger on it.
You just wait. You're waiting to put that into your war games practice. So,
thinking about all the people storming Normandy was all their wood, so it must be assault capable.
I like the barrel length, 18.5. Like, that's as short as you can get it. Yeah, it's perfect. I don't like the iron sights. Throw those in the garbage.
It would be, that would be like if it functioned well, I could see that being a fun little hunting gun, honestly.
Like a cow gun or something. Oh, so they have these in 308. They're bringing 308 ones into the country. And cool. Some other ones.
I like the idea, but like you said, I like the idea of a little coyote gun, just something, I dig that.
That rail would work for it. Yeah.
I won't buy another semi-auto gun unless we've got a different government.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a correct answer.
Yeah.
S&J is working on some 10-inch MCS guns.
I love it.
If you haven't seen the episode where we talked to these folks, these are cool, and you want one.
Oh, it's got their pump on.
Are they NR or no?
Not with that particular grip on them, they're not. With that grip, they become restricted.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, with that, with the stock on them, it's fine. With that grip, they end up being restricted. So don't leave that grip on it, folks. You got 30 days. This is not legal advice.
Hey, has some more short stuff.
Oh, yes. I love it.
Northern Elite Firearms has the Chiappa 1892 Mare's Leg 44 mag.
I want it as 357, please.
Also,
I don't like the loud loops. This is a weird Tony problem.
Yeah. I think it's because it was on Bonanza. Did the Bonanza guy have a large loop one on it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This predates all of us.
But the large loop thing in Canada makes a lot of sense because you can fit a glove into it.
I don't wear gloves in that 30-degree weather.
What about if you wear cowboy gloves because you're on your horse? What do you think about that? You're in Calgary.
True.
Where's your horse, Tony?
I don't know how to ride. I'm sorry. I'm
else do
fresh
you
off the
move your
boat. I don't
slave
understand horse riding. I'm sorry.
All right, somebody revoke Tony's Calgary
Everything card.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
No. Let me finish my voting first, and then you can do it. So
Okay,
at least my vote counted for something.
Do you
Fair.
even have a 10-gallon hat, Tony? Get it. Go get it right now. I want to see it.
Calgary.
I want to see your cowboy hat.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Look at the
Oh,
size of
it's
the loop
even
on that
bigger.
thing.
Holy.
Oh my God! It's huge.
Well, did you ever like watch how he opened up in that? Like, yeah. I can still picture the opening.
Rifleman.
The rifleman.
It is such a
now.
great show.
Why is it
Our
22
CMP
mag now? Oh,
Our
is it like
CMP
a
listeners
rimfire?
are frantically
No, this one's
Googling this
44
show
mag.
so they can go watch it and go rapid fire.
Yep.
Okay.
I kind of want one.
Oh yeah, you
They're
do
fine.
want
But also
one.
don't
They're...
because I hate lever actions
What?
and revolvers.
Yeah.
What is your
Yeah.
problem with?
HG is the ultimate not a cowboy.
I've always wanted a mare's leg.
There's like I kind of want one just for how
Because-
short and ridiculous it is.
They're impossible.
In the
to
US, it's
aim.
considered as a handgun, right? So you
Yes,
can have it.
yeah. I recommend putting the bigger stock on them here. Mom has one. They're cool.
Did you just say Mom
I
has
would.
one?
Yeah, Mom loves
That's
lever
awesome.
guns. Yeah, she's got a 357.
Yeah, I
but,
think that's to mention that. That's
I it's a cool little gun. They're complete, like you are hip firing. There's no
Yeah.
aiming the thing, but yeah, they're cool.
You know what? I didn't think I'd like to shoot them either, but
I thought about shooting IPSC
I got
PCC was one of them.
chance.
I thought about it.
Six
Tony,
And then you had to reload. And then you're like,
Tony, what in the hell
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Well, because I can. It's pistol caliber ish.
They are.
You can't aim it
Yeah,
Can't
know
aim
you
it.
can't. You're not going to hit shit.
Well, I want a full stock on it, but like,
Yes.
I wanted a lever gun
It's
for
not a mare's
IPSC
leg.
PCC.
The little, yeah, you can still you can put the short stock, the longer stock on it, and it'd still be a mare's leg. I love being able to shoulder things, right? Like little short barrel, but be able to shoulder it. Something I can keep still in, like either like a thigh holster or on my back. That's a cool gun.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
Canuck Wrangler 44 mag. That's
I
still
had a
short.
44 mag. I had a
That one's
44
got a
mag
proper
lever
stock.
gun, and it was a lot of fun. I really like that little gun.
Well, 16 and a half. It's not short.
9+1. Oh, that gets
Eight
8+1.
High capacity.
Yeah.
That's too many.
Cowboy.
High
rounds.
capacity,
rifle.
rapid fire.
Cowboy
44
assault.
mag. That's practically like cruel. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Moving on, new gun stuff.
Cabela's has Bushnell Elite 4500s on sale, on clearance actually, 2.5 to 10 for $3.99.
Couple
Oh,
bucks.
that's-
Nice.
great.
4
Don't
times
forget-
mag.
Don't forget to use our link if you buy anything on Cabela's.
Yeah. Is there 4 to 16 on sale? Not that I would get that one. Oh my God, the 4 to 16 is $3.99 as well.
Ooh.
4 to 16 by 50.
Okay, that one you saved some more money on. That's
Yeah,
oh,
that's
yeah.
actually a
Oh,
good
look at
savings.
that.
yeah, 130
Hmm.
bucks. That one's only like 80 bucks.
Yeah.
24% versus 16.
They've got if you're into the black powder muzzleloader thing, they got the CVA
Ooh.
Wolf V2, black and stainless, 50 cal,
I
$3.99.
kind of
50
like
cal.
that.
High power 50 cal.
I can finally say I had a 50 cal.
Oh my God.
There's also 54 cal muzzle loaders out there.
Oh, there's
And
76 as well, brown bat.
76s.
Yeah. Trigger Tech has a tax day sale. Where's it? Tax day sale, 20% off until April 18th,
Ooh.
and free shipping until May 15th.
I
So,
don't
So
have
go-
anything-
So good. Buy some-
Dave, you
Trigger
might be
Tech and then
building a
go vote
Remington
early.
700.
Already bought a trigger.
Oh,
no, okay.
A trigger tech.
Bullseye North has the Diana R20 deal going for $3.99. That's the last one to show.
Cool.
Awesome. All right.
22 available. Okay, that's kind of funny.
Well, I
It's like,
think-
is it like kind of like 22 curious? A little
Don't
22
judge.
questioning?
Don't judge,
Yeah.
Dustin.
Have any of you heard anything about these Canuck Wranglers? Are they any good? That's got to be like a Turkish brand, right?
Yeah, it definitely
brought in
is.
as Canadian.
So I
Uh-huh.
shot one last year at Connect Days,
And
and they're fun. So if you want
worth
to
like
shoot a lever gun,
$1,000, let's say,
yeah,
for a 44
they are.
mag.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Come on,
Yeah,
man, what's
yeah.
a Marlin cost?
good information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marlin's
So-
gonna run you more than that.
If you don't like liver guns, go shoot it. Try it out. You'll love it. It's super fun.
I mean, try it out. Like, as in, like, buy it like right after the show here, or
Yes.
Go buy it after the show, and then you can sell it. You can turn around and get a quick profit on it. It's
I will give you a solid $600 for that gun.
Yeah, me too.
I'd give you at least 601.
601. Oh my god.
It's a bidding thing.
We are not actually selling anything, by the way. We are just being
definitely
silly.
not. I did shoot a lever gun in a CQB match one time, and it was a lot of fun until I discovered that you can, if it's a 357 and you're loading 38s into it, and it's a 9-round magazine,
You get an extra one in there.
you can get an extra one 3/4 of the way in. And if you're in a real hurry, you're just jamming them in there because your buzzer's about to go. Yeah, the match ended early.
Oh, no.
I had to disassemble the gun to get the round out of the loading gate.
No.
I really jammed her in there.
Sorry, you jammed it in while the lever was down, right?
Oh yeah, because I was just loading them. I was just bombing them up, right? So.
Do you know how often that happens in my PAL courses? I tell everyone close the action.
Yeah, close the action before you load
then
it.
do it.
And they still don't do it. And like
No.
50% of people will be like, I can't get it in there. I'm like, yep. Let's take that one out.
Close
Close the action now. Let's do it.
It's funny. I never thought about loading a
rifles.
lever gun while the lever is down.
It's you like on horseback, you're riding around, like chasing after the buffalo, and you can keep that thing topped up and just keep massacring all the buffalo in the world.
I love like lever guns for that side gate. I love pump guns for the loading gate in the bottom. The ability to keep your guns fed without having to mess around with the box style mag or anything. Just like as long as I got bullets, the gun will continue to shoot. It's even though Adriel hates lever guns, I have been looking at a bunch of like make my lever gun tactical for the sake of, I don't know. I might build myself a PCC, a tactical lever gun this year just for a different kind of coping.
Dustin.
What?
Okay.
You need lever guns that take Glock mags. That's what you
I
need.
know, right?
Like,
So,
imagine that.
Did you know
Somebody makes one.
in Australia there is a company that makes speed sticks for lever guns, for loading gun lever guns.
Is.
Oh my god! Is that not going to cut detonations?
They call them danger noodles.
That's a way to say it.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Glock magazine lever guns, Dustin. You find somebody to manufacture them. Somebody probably makes
I'll
one.
get on it.
I bet you
Yeah.
somebody makes one.
They'll be banned the next day though as an AR-15 variant.
Oh, that's true. Most AR-15 thing ever.
Yeah.
Glock magazine. I'm Googling this.
You're Google
You
doing it.
guys go on without me.
Okay.
Glock mag lever action. Yep.
So I-
Glock magazine lever action. Yep. Henry Supreme. Mag fed lever gun.
There you go.
We were there.
Whoa!
Kyle
What?
and I handle it.
Yeah.
But that's the 223 one takes P mags, not the Glock mags.
But
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
actually, that one's cool.
But it's not a PCC, right?
It
No.
shoots.
Oh, right. The other one, the 9mm one that have the hollow up bolt and things. I remember that one.
That one. Yeah, there was
Yep.
that one. as well.
Ferox. Ferox is the company. Glock mag fed lever gun. 9mm and 45 to follow, and it is it's a weird looking one, but it takes Glock
Yeah.
mags.
You should drop that link in the group chat. I want to take a peek at it.
All right.
All right, ladies
All
and
right.
gentlemen.
Mhm.
We don't
Where's
have a
the
main
Ferox?
topic tonight, but I think we kind of talked about it already. Can we all get a consensus on the
Election
tonight's
coming up?
topic was specifically about the election that's coming up and all
Yeah.
the shit we went
Definitely.
through in the past couple of days.
Definitely. Yeah.
Get out and vote. Make sure that you make your vote count.
Yep.
Don't split the votes, except for if you're going to be in a liberal stronghold. Go vote NDP or Bloc. Correct.
Yes. If you
can't vote
Get your
conservative.
liberal friends drunk.
no, legitimately, like if you live in a potential like split vote riding and you've got friends that just have drank too much Kool-Aid, don't have the brain cells to
Yeah.
vote conservative, swing them to vote NDP, not liberal. Like vote NDP, vote Green, vote anybody else. You're gonna flush your like the liberals already got it sewn up. So don't contribute to the confiscation of your property.
Plus,
Yeah.
Carney's everything you hate. He's a rich white guy.
Yeah.
right?
No, legitimately, this has been the argument that I've used for a lot of my, politically disinterested friends who are like, "Hey, Dustin, who do we vote for? We can't vote conservative because they're evil." Like, okay, well, here, let me give you a laundry list of reasons why not to vote liberal, and you do with that what you will. Top of the list is you don't like me, and like. And then, moving down from there in level of importance down to, personal security and property rights. But, generally, that's what everybody needs to do. We need as many folks to vote. And if you are under 35, get your butt to the polling station. Do it early. Get all your friends. Do that early.
Never own a house.
Ever.
I'm going to drive my kid over.
Yay.
He can drive himself, but I'm going to drive him over.
Our whole house, we are having a celebratory on the 18th. We are all going together, all 6 of us, to go vote.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm
good for you guys.
Tomorrow with the local CPC candidate handing out flyers.
Sweet,
good, awesome. Okay, so we do not have any emails, and there have been some comments. A few people have been, commenting as we roll along here. Can
I ask for some listener feedback?
Sure.
I'm looking at, and maybe feedback from you guys too. Okay, Canuck. This is probably Turkish, right? Canuck's made in Turkey, right? Okay, Turkey. A+1, 16-inch barrel, case hardened, a little bit fancier there.
That's the one I shot.
I like it.
There's also this Chiappa.
Ooh,
made in
good
Italy.
price.
Made in Italy, same price. Also 44 mag, 16-inch barrel on this one. I think the other one has a 16-inch barrel.
6.5, I think.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, is there a little something in there too?
Looks like they're both top ejecting.
They're both based on the 1892 pattern gun.
Yeah, so it's the same. It's the same design either way. 16-inch barrel, same capacity.
Yep.
Go with the Italian option.
Yeah.
I was thinking big loop.
Big loop.
Oh no, actually, big loop. I do vote big loop over
big loop
over
and case hardened, or not big loop made in Italy.
No, case hardened and big loop.
I've heard the Italian gun isn't as fancy as the Italian gun would have been, but I still vote Italian.
Okay, can I get opinions from anybody who has shot any of these? Anyone?
I mean,
Kelly's mic drop here.
I hear Kelly maybe shot one. We should ask Kelly.
Anyways.
Okay, Kelly, what's your opinion?
I haven't shot the Italian one. I did shoot the Canuck one.
Get out of here.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Okay,
but if you want, almost everything's made in Turkey right now.
Yep.
But Italian's good too. So just depends on what you want for a loop.
Big loop's better. Canada. Adriel,
how many? Threaded muzzle too.
Ooh, so we can put a can on it when we win.
Nice.
That's the option. You can put a can on that when we win.
Tank break if we lose.
Exactly. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. That's the meme gun. And I'll bet you, because it's like based on an 1892, we can probably get all the cool, like, tactical.
You will have all the speed parts on it.
Yes. Okay, you're not allowed to sell this, Adriel. We're going to build this into a meme gun. I'm already spending your money for you. Yeah. That's the one, because the big loop, you'll be able to shoot it in the wintertime. Think about it. Like, you can go coyote hunting. You can go,
why 44 though?
Iron sights. You know how many guns that'll be better than that for coyote hunting?
You're gonna
I'll tell you that.
When we're done with it, we're gonna put like at least a red dot on it, maybe a magnifier. This is gonna be perfect. Nice. I can already see it.
A magnifier, flip over magnifier.
Yeah, flip over magnifier.
Some LaRue stuff on there.
Look at Kyle.
Put a LaRue C note on it.
Yeah,
that would be perfect. Don't use the buckhorn sights. Use the LaRue C note.
That'll be amazing.
Kelly, so what are you buying?
He's buying.
So what are you buying?
He's going to get the Connect.
I'm not buying anything. I don't at all have my credit card.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why
flat rate $25 shipping?
Flat rate,
not free shipping though.
You can't afford to not buy it at that price.
Really,
man?
Really?
I was
A crime against humanity.
able to shoot it out to 100 with iron sights and get it on the target.
There, that's great.
So it was awesome.
Yeah,
and it was really fun. It was.
I used to shoot mine at 100,
kind of
and it was
good.
Good.
Renewed my faith in lever guns. Whatever.
Ruining your faith? What?
What? I said no. It renewed. Renewed.
Okay, that's better.
They are a lot of fun in 44. I regret selling mine.
Yeah.
I love lever guns so much. They're fun in just about every that my 22 Henry.
Like mopeds,
crap,
right? They're fun, but you don't want to be seen with them.
What do you mean? I love being seen with my lever gun.
No, I'm talking. I said they're like mopeds. They're fun, but you don't want to be seen on one. Okay.
I have no problem people seeing me with a lever gun.
You know what? Me too.
I do.
Okay.
Mopeds.
Wow.
Mopeds
Trevor, where are you? We need an adult in the room. I need an adult. Kyle's basically muted because his microphone doesn't work, and
So we don't have any emails. Let's get on to our YouTube. Do we have anything on YouTube, Tony?
We do, and
awesome.
Eddie, as usual, 50% over delivers on episode 600. Dave, be careful showing your Lakefield Mark III around. It might get included in the next round of bans as an assault-style rifle due to the vertical foregrip.
Yep.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Convertible, too. Concealable vertical foregrip, yeah.
It's basically a shoulder thing that goes up. It's just in the front.
Terrifying.
Adriel, I read that Gen 0 night vision World War II era is accomplished via infrared illumination. So it seems that that's what your meme scope has.
It might be
Slightly
a little
different,
bit
I
better than
guess. And now it's based on a sensor, but I think he's talking about the big old contraption that's on the M3 carbine, I believe. You'll see. It's like a
that's the illuminator, though.
Projector that's looking at the wrong way. It's the whole thing. And one for Dustin as well. Dustin, I'm surprised you haven't used your profession to move to a gun-friendlier country, but I'm glad you're still here to fight the good fight.
I'm trying.
Trying, yeah. And we have a comment by High Tech Boing on the Savage Impulse initial preview by me, and they mentioned they want one in 6.5. I believe they are offered in 6.5 as well, and usually cheaper. It seems the 308 for some reason usually demands a higher price, but I don't know. I have quality concerns on it right now.
308s, don't they?
What? I don't know. I don't. Do you? I guess you pay more upfront and save in the ammo cost. Anyway,
is 308 cheaper these days? I don't know.
What is cheaper? Is this not the gun community? What cheap? Cheap was back in the early aughts.
True.
Fair. Well, relatively speaking, that's all the YouTube comments we have for this week.
Thank you. I appreciate you reading them. All right. Anything on Instagram? Nope. Anything on Discord? I haven't checked in probably a year and a half.
Discord's quite lively. There was
yeah.
Somebody put up some new 3D printed shot shell caddies that I'm definitely going to make some. They're little 4-packs. I liked it. Whoever did that, you're awesome.
I forgot we had a Discord channel.
I go on once every couple of months. You should come on, Dave.
Yeah, but you guys are old.
Yeah, it's not really for you. I mean,
shut up, Adriel.
Okay, so the news came up. I clicked on it, went to Discord, and the last time I looked at it was December 13th.
Oh yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm on there now. Yay!
All right. Great. Perfect. All right. So that's about it, I guess. Why don't we get into some other things? You can go and sponsor our show. You can go and click on our website, slamfireradio.com. Go over there, and if you need to buy anything from Cabela's or Brownells, click on the little link there, and it'll give us a little bit of money, and it will help, support the show. When you do buy things, we will put your purchases up. doesn't look like we've done it for a little bit. So
No, we did it recently. Fairly recently.
See? I wasn't on. So I didn't know that. Didn't know about last week being episode 600 either, but whatever. And we'll go and read about it every once in a while. Yeah. Okay. Go and check us out on Patreon and Player if you want to also support the show. And I think that's been it. Thanks for those that do support us over there. And, yeah. All right. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so. You can email us by sending an email to slamfurradio@gmail.com. If you want to sponsor the show, we're looking for a few sponsors apparently. Because again, I must not have. When the hell have I been on the last time? Because I didn't even know we were looking out for new sponsors too.
2,000 years ago, Gandalf.
I know. Or if you just want to send us an email, let us know how you vote too. We're interested. Anybody have any shout outs? Adriel. I'll just do a round table. Adriel.
Colin for driving up with me.
Awesome. Dustin?
I do. Mark Bruler, he is a CCFR field officer, and he is absolutely rocking it at trying to get some of our BC field officers like together and organized, and you're awesome.
Excellent. That's what's needed in BC.
Yep.
Okay. Tony, I see lots.
Yep. I'll give a shout out to HGG for showing me around. I love the place. Great workshop. Also, property prices is great in Edmonton. Annoyed at Calgary. Shout out to the Calgary gang for the trap shoot. I get to shoot a lot of very weird guns. Especially, shooting red dot KSGs at a trap range is kind of funny. Works good-ish.
Cool.
And crazy for visiting us in Calgary and doing all the shooting things.
Okay. Dave, you got anything?
Hello to all. Thanks to all my ORA peeps. Looking forward to a good 2025 season. And hi, Kelly. It's nice to see you on the show. Hi.
Thank you. It's nice to see you too, Dave. We're in our own club. We're the old people. Okay.
You're older than me, so.
Yeah.
So I'm the youngest member of the old people club, so that's cool. I get to do all the work.
All right. I was going to give a shout out to my co-hosts, except for Dave, just for making the last 600 episodes so amazing. So.
Yay.
All right, let's get in and say.
Does Kyle have a show?
I feel hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, you forgot Kyle.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
We're tariffing you, Kyle. You get 25% less ratings than anyone else.
Yeah,
it's fair.
It's reciprocal.
Yeah.
Kyle, do you have a shout out?
I do. I want to give a huge shout out to Aaron Hayes and the entire crew at Texas 3-Gun Championship for putting on another amazing match. Extremely challenging. I forgot the 104-yard pistol target that they did, numerous 50-yard pistol targets that they had us do. So it is definitely still up there as one of the toughest 3-gun matches around, and they do an awesome job with organizing it, taking care of the shooters, taking care of the sponsors, everything. So shout out to them.
Awesome. Thank you. And I apologize for missing you. All right, everybody. Go join us on Discord. Apparently we're on there. Dave's been on recently. I'll go on occasionally as well. Go watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch and Player. Join the CCFR and give them a little bit of donation because we'll have to appeal the appeal. So it's very important that you go and do that. And guess what? We're going to be around next week and we hope to see you then. See you, everybody.
Later. Night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.